Hello YouTube, how are you doing? I am back with the app that I promised. Deathbed is here, but before we begin diving into the update of the app, I would like to preface this with a disclaimer or a warning that this app is a life expectancy calculator. It just provides you with an estimate. It does not do any kind of predictions on anyone's behalf. It uses statistics, the average life expectancy of people all around the world that is calculated through censuses and whatnot, then collects your data, your date of birth, your country where you live, what's your gender, things like that, and then it compares and gives you a statistical analysis of how long you are likely to live. And you can calculate it for yourself as well as for your family members, your loved ones. Heck, I even added a feature where you can see the statistical analysis of influential figures, say Gautam Buddha, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, to name a few, and you can see how long they would live. But it's not going to be wrong. For example, in the case of Steve Jobs, he is a US citizen, and based on his date of birth, he was supposed to live as long as 74.5 years, but he did not. He passed away at the age of 56 because of a cancer, I believe. So it's not going to be 100% accurate all the time. People pass away through different uncertainties in life, through accidents, through calamities, and many different things. Please take this app with a huge grain of salt. It's not going to be accurate, but for the most people, it will still provide you with a sense of realization that life's short. You can download this app with the link in the description. It's not available publicly. I'm still testing the features, and a number of things can go wrong when people will download it into their phones and try it out. So I just want to test it out in a wider audience, that is this YouTube channel, and see how people respond to it, how people consume it basically. And I would love to hear your feedbacks, thoughts, critiques, questions, comments, whatever you may have after downloading and trying it out for yourself. For Android users, it's pretty straightforward. You click the link, you download into your phone, and you start using it. There's nothing special. And I do like to apologize to Android users in advance because I have not been able to thoroughly test it on Android devices because I don't have an Android device, and the emulator on my computer is totally useless. Midway through the testing, it just dies on me, so it's a technical issue. I do have plans to get an Android device or borrow from some of my friends if possible and test it out rigorously, each and every feature, before I finally release everything. So that's just my apology to Android users. So if you encounter any issues, feel free to write it to me or submit the bug report. You can find that link in the settings or even in the description where you can report issues. Apple users, you will have to download Apple's proprietary app called Test Flight, and then I can provide you a Test Flight link. So that app will allow you to download my app because my app is not readily available or publicly available in the app stores, and they are currently going through reviews in iOS side. Every version that I submit needs to be reviewed by the app stores, so because these are the regulated platforms. Sooner or later, I believe I can get all the versions reviewed and have it publicly available, but for the time being, this is the way to go. Talking about the features, what do we have? There is no membership registration at all right now. You just enter your data, the app calculates the data, and you just see everything on your phone then and there. On the dashboard, you will have your members, you'll have the ability to add your members, including me. And according to this app, I am supposed to live 6.5 years, and I have 41.5 years left. And I sent this app to a friend of mine, and we are more or less similar age, and he said instead of being morbid about this number, he said he was happy. He was not expecting to live 41.5 years longer and happy. And I was like, no, you're getting it wrong. Our life, I had this goal of to make people feel a little bit morbid, to take life more seriously. And he was, he was joking, of course, I guess. So I added a handy little feature over here in which you can now expand that, and you can see, although you have 41.5 years left, you'll be sleeping 1/3 of your life. So you'll be sleeping for the next 13.8 years, and the awake time that I will get on this earth is roughly 27.7 years, statistically speaking. So every number that you see on this app with a tilde sign signifies a number that is derived. It may not be accurate, it may not be 100%, and the numbers that does not have a tilde is like a factual number. It's going to be more accurate. It's going to be accurate because it's going to be a factual number. My age does not have a tilde, so it's a factual number. I am 28 years old, that's a fact, but 41.5 years that I have left is an estimate, so it's an approximation by definition. If you enter some wrong details, you can correct it out. So let me give you a demo of adding a fifth person, let's say 5. Oh, there's this bug, god damn it. By the time you're watching this video, I'll have fixed this. Pick a country, Albania, okay. So let's say this is my relative who is from Albania, and he is 35 years old, so he has, wow, the life expectancy of Albania is much higher. It's 77.2 years compared to Nepal, which is just 69.5. So although this person is like 7 years older than me, he has still more life expectancy than me. And again, this is just a statistical estimate. I do have some plans, if the app goes well, to add more data point collecting systems, say your exercise habits, your dietary habits, your smoking habits, and so on. And based on those factors, could you push your life expectancy or will it reduce it? I do need to do my own fair bit of research on that, how such kind of habits push or shrink your life expectancy, and that would be interesting to see. So there's a lot of pseudoscience involved, there's a lot of, so I'll have to dive into studies, scientific studies, and what is their recommendation to make a better estimation. Then on the second page, you have a timeline where it lists all the family members in a similar timeline and shows the previous data, the dashboard data, but with everyone aligned into a single frame. Now here things get interesting. No matter whether I am an older person or a younger person in a family, everyone shares the same timeline. We all move forward in time at the same rate. We all share this plane of reality together. So I added a handy little feature called year slider. By default, the range is 50 years. So if you go over here, you can guess what could happen. You can either go 50 years forward in time or backwards in time. So, and by the way, you can do this on the dashboard as well. By the time we hit 2051, I am, 57 years old. I'll have roughly 12.5 years on my left. Now that's not good. You can also see this take effect on the dashboard as well. You can even go back. The animation is laggy because of the calculation that is going on, and which I do need to work on to improve, but you get the point. In 1974, none of my family members were born. You can see in 1984, only the person D was born. And if you go further in time, you can see when some of these persons will pass away or are likely to pass away. And again, please take this with a huge grain of salt. It's not going to be accurate. It's just an estimation, which could be right, but which could be wrong as well. So I hope this gives you a healthy dose of perspective in life, and we could use this to compare and see how things will go for your family members, your loved ones. You can add your parents, your grandparents, your children, your grandchildren. If you have your siblings, just go crazy with it. The sky is the limit. And you can definitely adjust the range of a slider of anywhere between 50 years to 300,000 years. There's another bug issue over here. And the last feature is influential figures. So this is where things could get a little more interesting, because you can see other people that you might be interested in knowing how they go on about their life. So for example, currently I look up to Elon Musk, Bill Gates. Elon Musk got more than Bill Gates, obviously, because of the age difference. I don't know how long they will live. I cannot predict anything, but I believe they are doing everything that they can to extend their life as much as possible through diet and exercise. So if we can parameterize those things into a scientific equation, we could get even more accurate results. Right now, I'm just using plain, simple statistics to generate these estimations. I came across healthy average life expectancy, HALE, some sort of research or algorithm that is more advanced than my simple approach. So that is something that I plan to do more research on and try to integrate in this app. Yeah, and you can go back in time. So if you go back enough, say in 1921, you could even see Albert Einstein was 42 years old. His average life expectancy was 74.5, but he lived, I think, a couple of years longer than that, and he passed away at the age of 76. Again, statistics could be wrong. You may live shorter than the expected age, or you could live slightly more than that. It all depends upon your genetics, your dietary habits, and numerous different factors. If you go back long enough, so let's try to increase the slider range to a couple thousand, 5,000 years, and hopefully we can meet some of these influential figures. Come on. Okay, there you go. So if we go back to, I don't know how this is, negative 511, I think this is BCE. So if you go to 511 BCE or BC, you could have met Gautam Buddha, who would have been 52 years old. Again, this is a speculation, fun little tidbit to spice up the idea that I am going forward with this app. And I've added pretty much a lot of options, not a lot, but based on what we have, some decent amount of options. So you can have the year slider, but if you hate it, you can disable it and use app in a simple manner. There are going to be ads, but since the version is not approved, I don't think the ads will pop up in your phone. I'm not sure. I'm doing this for the first time, so there might be some inconsistencies between the versions that I work on and the versions that end up on your phone. So a lot of things may not go as planned. There might be some issues. If you encounter any issues, do let me know. I'm working on membership, or I plan to work on membership. I have not begun the work on it. So membership is like you register an account and your data gets synced up to a server, so you can log in and log out, and all your data will be preserved. You can log into multiple different versions, multiple different phones, devices. It's not available on the web yet. I'm thinking of creating a web version as well, but let's just see how the mobile version does first. And we have a theme. This is the last minute thing that I added recently, because this app was kind of inspired by the movie In Time. It's a 2010 or 11 movie by Justin Timberlake. In the movie, your currency is time. You buy things with time, and you sell things in time. You don't have a literal currency except for the time. And your time is imprinted on your hand when you are born. So if you work, you get more time. If you are rich, you have a lot of time on your hand. And it's literally years, months, days, hours, seconds, minutes, and seconds. And I still need to work on the hour, minute, and seconds. But other than that, you get this in time looking feel. So say I got 41 years, 9 months, and 9 days left. Fun little tidbit. If you have watched the movie, you might like it. But if you do not like it, you can just use the default theme. This is the app. This is your daily dose of existential crisis. Let me know what you think of it. Is this any good or absolutely shit. If you watched till here, you are a legend. I salute you.